Guys, deluded. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 1. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Yeah, we lost the game. We came up short, but it was a decent performance to say the least. In fact, if you're honest, it was a committed performance and really and truly credit where it's due. Bar maybe two individuals or so. Everybody can leave with their head high considering it's a fringe team and stuff like that. But let's review the player ratings. Firstly, the keeper, Ospina. I'll probably keep him in goal against CSKA purely because he seems to be in a bit better form than Czech and is somewhat pick your poison. I felt he had a decent game up until probably that nonsense for the goal, to be honest. The second, he could have done much better. A couple times, really, I felt you could have relieved the pressure on us with a couple better decisions for when you came to collect and who you threw it to, because your distribution was so good against Atletico. But I think he's done enough to get a 5. The goal was a bit poor. We know we need a keeper as much as we need a centre-half or 2 in the summer. So a 5 for Ospina. Credit where due, I give Chambers an 8, to be honest with you. Chambers, I felt when he's had a chance generally this season, he's done alright. Say what you want, he had a good performance. Lukaku obviously got an assist, but it weren't his fault. I felt he done well against Lukaku and the rest of them. Couple times, just getting a little head on it, just getting a little nip, clearing it with no nonsense, trying to pick out the right passes. I felt with someone that's on paper, regardless of what we think of them, Koscielny, Mustafi ahead of him, talk of signing a centre-half or 2, like I just said in the summer. New manager, you don't even know if he'll care for you. He stood up to be counted. I thought he had a very promising game, and he's really, based on the form, I believe, he's pushing a lot. He's definitely on Mustafi's case, to be honest. So I'll give him an 8. I give Mav an 8 as well. It's his first game. I was impressed with his ball playing. I was impressed with a couple tackles. Couple times there was a couple missed time challenges, and you probably switched off for the second goal. People playing people onside. But considering this is his first game in England, I know there's not really anything to play for, but it's Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's away from home. Centre-half pairing, in fact, a back four he hasn't even played in before. So, yeah, man, he took his chance, and I want to see how he develops because he's got the physical potential. He looks like a giant. He can ball play. No nonsense with the tackles. He looks like someone that might be able to say something. So he gets an 8. Kola, maybe Wenger was right with Kola, and I was wrong, man, saying to play this guy and bust him. I do see something in Kola. I do think, I don't want to give up yet, but at the same time, today was moving, brainless. Couple tackles, just aimless. Him and Nelson to a degree. Nelson's a midfielder, so I allow him, but Kola's tucking in too much, and when he's tucking in, he's slow to engage. Like, Valencia and Young are told to cross. They will cross against us all day. Why are you inviting that? Couple times the passes weren't quite there. He made a couple good tackles, but I just don't think Kola had a decent game. So I'm giving him a 4. I felt Bellerin did enough to get a 6. It was a threat down the right hand side. He tried to put himself about. He made a couple tackles. When Rashford came on and Martial, there was a lot of threats down the left hand side. He's tried to stand up to be counted, and the goal that technically came on his side weren't really his fault because people didn't engage. So I give him a 6. Xhaka, I give him a 5. A bit of a so-so game. He's been in good form. It was a bit of an indifferent game. A couple missed time challenges, not following the runner for one of the goals, getting beaten in the air. Well, quite a few people got beaten in the air against Fellaini, but you got an assist. And I felt a couple of your passes, your teammates, didn't do you enough justice. And I know there's going to be a witch hunt because he's finally played bad, and you saw Souness going red in the face. Is everything all right at home, Souness? You sound like you got personal problems when you're going that mad at him, man. They're going to do that. But I felt it's a 5. He didn't play amazing, but he done enough. Best player on the pitch, arguably for me, for intent alone, Maitland-Niles getting in there, winning the ball, little nips, couple little 1-2s and passes to set people up, getting in the opportunities to have these shots that didn't come off him, but he's putting himself around. Defensively, like I said, winning the ball back. Midfield, he was a bit sloppy in previous appearances, but he saved his best for today. Best player, Arsenal player, in my opinion, on the pitch. So he gets an 8. Aubameyang, he was non-existent, let's be honest. So he's done enough to get a 5. I give him a 5 because he worked hard, he made himself an outlet, he ran his socks off, but it was never going to be a game because of the personnel, because of how we tried to set out in possession or conceded possession to a degree. It was never going to be a game where he was going to get mad opportunities, so I give him a 5. Nelson, a 5 as well. Like Aubameyang, put himself around, he tried. For me, it was a bit too narrow because you've got to realise, as away from all the talent, you've got to think tactically at this level. You've got to think, like I've just said, this side love to cross. Cola's already doing some nonsense. I'm already getting tight, and he was guilty of the youthfulness of wanting to come inside and be the creative player. But through doing that, he's making our side narrow. So if we're narrow, they're allowed to come down the sides a bit more. If they're allowed to come down the sides a bit more, they can cross the ball more, people. Yeah, a couple times losing his footing, probably needed to change his boots. Someone I retain a lot of faith in Nelson. He is a good test for him at Old Trafford in a big game like this. He's a young player. They're going to have good performances and bad performances. he did his thing, man. He tried to do his thing, didn't come off for him, and obviously he got subs for Wells, I believe, eventually. But what are you going to do? He gets a 5. Mkhitaryan, considering he just got injured, I give him a 7 because he looked like he was going to make something happen, to be honest with you. I didn't really want him to come off, but he was never going to play 90. That was always pre-planned, and for me, he's got to probably start against Atletico Madrid, so he gets a 7. Finally, well, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, it will be finally a 6. I've been on his case. We've all been on his case. I felt while he didn't get a goal or an assist or have any opportunities, he put himself around a couple of times, winning the ball back, showing a bit of strength, showing a bit of desire, trying to make things happen in that central midfield role. He's, on the face of it, when you look at him compared to the rest of the squad, generally speaking, he's not the most experienced. But today, he was one of the most experienced, maybe not for age, but for the amount of games he played at first team level on the pitch today. And he was very disciplined. Generally, I think, while we weren't unlucky because we lost to the better team, I felt their performance deserved to get something away from the game. Personally, I believe if we actually went there with our best team on the face of it, we might have got ripped. I was very worried about the personnel going out there, but credit to them. Ultimately, we didn't win. It's 2-1. And the away woes continue, but maybe we pattern that up at Huddersfield or whoever else we got, Leicester and Huddersfield. It'd be nice to win an away game this year so far, well, this season. Well, yeah, man, guys, deluded, YouTube's in Golo. I'm out, man. Let me get out you guys here.